don't think he loves dick?
Sure he does. Piss?
Do you think there ever was a real person who saved the town by putting his finger in a dike hole? Tell him, Steve Dave.
Hello, darlings, and welcome to this week's
You're overdoing it. You're supposed to just start with the darling.
Oh, that's right. Oh, fuck, I fucked it up. All right, well, we'll just get right into it. Welcome to this week's edition of Tell 'em Steve Dave. BQ. Mm-hmm. Thank you for being here.
Oh, happy Cinco TSD Mayo, baby.
Yeah. Not that many days left.
No.
Countdown has started. That leads me into my first ever apology on this show. You guys said I've never apologized. Today's the day.
What is it about?
It's about the first day of celebration in Cinco de Mayo. I have to apologize for the fucking website crashing and burning and people not getting their files.
Did we just have too many rabid TSD fans that couldn't wait?
They couldn't wait.
So it's one of those things. I mean, like you can use it on your resume. Like, we crashed our own website.
We crashed our own site.
We
expected like 200 people, and then like 300 people came. I don't like that happening because I know, like, my mother, growing up, and still is, very impetuous and instant gratification type person. Like, I want something, I'm going to buy it. Yeah, that's where I think I get it from, Pam.
Well, you're a person who wants instant gratification?
Oh, absolutely.
And how do you
I hate waiting for shit. I don't get it, but I want it.
I was like, well, I was never, because I've never seen you gratified. So I'm trying to figure out where is it so instantaneous that it's gone in
Come
a
over
second?
tonight. I'll take a sneak peek of my O face after I've been gratified. No, like, if you want something, you buy it. And, assuming it's within reason. Financially. So if I know something's coming out and I'm like, oh, cool, I want to get that, and I go to a site and it's like, oh, the site crashed or whatever, it's annoying. It's frustrating,
I think it's supposedly all better now. The Band-Aids and the fingers are in the little holes.
In the dikes. You can say it.
Yeah.
You can say it.
Would you, do you think there ever was a real person who saved the town by putting his finger in a dike hole? Damn hole.
Probably. What'd you say?
Damn hole. I mean.
Oh, I thought you said Nambla. I was like, no, that's not their fucking speed. No, I doubt it.
You doubt it?
I doubt it. I think the water pressure, if they have an entire dike holding back whatever volume of water, some little kid being like, I know how I'll save the town.
Or let's just say it's an adult then.
Even an adult. It's not like what if they got fingers like yours?
I put 2 in.
Okay. You get 2 in there? They're like, well, put 2 in. No, I doubt it. In fact, where did this start?
You don't think it's ever happened?
I don't think so, man. I mean, should I look on Snopes and be like, did the Dutch boy really put his finger in a dike?
Do you think that story's just one of those old, like it's an old wives' tale?
Yeah. I don't even remember. Like, is it a fucking fairy tale? What is it? Let me say. Brave Dutch boy saves Holland. Oh, it's Hans Brinker or the Silver Skates. No, that's not it. Dutch boy.
Why do you keep saying Dutch boy? I thought Dutch boy was paint.
Dike.
Or a Dutch kid.
Is there a lot of dams in
Wait, I just Googled Dutch boy Dyke and a picture of me from the first season of Comic Book Man with a lesbian came up. Dutch legend has it that there was once a small boy who, upon passing a dike on his way to school, noticed a slight leak as the sea trickled in through a small hole. Knowing that he would be in trouble if he were late to school, the boy pocked his finger into the hole and so stemmed the flow of water. Sometime later, a passerby saw him and went to get help. This came in the form of other men who are able to effect repairs on the dike and seal up the leak. The story is told to children to teach them if they act quickly and in time, even with their limited strength and resources, they can avert disasters. Self-sacrifice. A small trickle of water soon becomes a stream, and a stream a torrent a flood.
Torrent.
Yeah.
Don't know on torrent to Gramercy.
Do not do
the
that.
site's down, even if the site's down and you think to yourself, well, I'll just torrent it since it's not up.
What do you think
Please
this?
don't.
What do you think this whole apology is about? Trying to soft soap these bastards.
But didn't you also have a mistake you wanted to clean up?
Yeah, in the Gramercy, as a matter of fact, it's pretty glaring. At a certain point, we're talking about an octopus, and I refer to it as a sauropod as opposed to a cephalopod. And I mean, I've been kicking myself for a solid year. We had time to cut it out, but I left it in.
In all honesty,
Yeah.
the fact that he brought it up, does it point to a character flaw or
A perfectionist, if you will.
is Brian Johnson a perfectionist?
I think he might be.
I mean, I'm not going to argue with you guys. Perfectionist.
On a scale of 1 to 10, where would you put? How much of a perfectionist are you?
What am I doing? Just in general?
Just in general, your work, in your playtime, in your everyday life. How much of a perfectionist are you on a scale of 1 to 10?
3?
3.
Oh, definitely below average.
Really? So you're just like whatever.
He's
whatevs.
a good enoughist.
Good enough.
Good enoughist.
What about you? It's got to be higher than a 3.
No. I don't know if it's much higher than a 3.
In every aspect. There's got to be some things where you're just like, no, it's unacceptable. It must be a hard 9 at least.
Yeah, I think when I was in the fire department, it was higher.
Well,
The stakes were a little higher.
Yeah. Then sitting on stage,
Yeah.
fucking up Latin names for different
Yeah.
animals.
But I don't know. I like operating as part of a team in everything I do, so I could just coast on like a 5, and like other people could like pick up the slack.
Wow.
How about you? Yeah.
I would have to. You're saying what? A 5?
Yeah, I'll go like a 5. Like a
5
6
is a nice solid
If it
average.
matters to me, it'll bump up. But not a lot of things matter to me anymore.
Yeah, I would have to. I don't know. I think I can't say I'm a 10 because I think being a 10 would be that's like unrealistic.
Yeah,
And who wants to be around a 10 who expects perfection and
no one.
Not me.
one
That's
wants-
the only reason I hang out with you is because you're not a 10.
I would have to say I'm up hovering in around 8, if not a little bit.
Wow.
Higher. Yeah.
But you employ get them.
And I
doesn't
put
extend
that,
everywhere.
but that goes to my ability.
That's where the margin of error comes from.
No, that goes to my personality. That's why my
Right.
personality is so high, though, because I employ the
The unemployable.
yes, and it makes me look like I'm charitable.
Right.
Since I don't really do a lot of charity work, it's like a point to get him as my pet project.
Right. Yeah. I think perfectionism is a young man's game anyway, right?
Is it?
Oh, how could you possibly give a fuck at 50? Like, I'm almost 50.
Yeah.
Oh, my. I was thinking about this, man. I'll bring it up in a second. Let's finish this up first.
Go ahead.
That's it?
No, I'm going to finish it up.
Finish up
Yeah.
the perfectionism thing.
You say it's a young man's game?
I think perfectionism is a young man game. You still got something to prove. You don't learn to love your flaws when you're a young man. Whereas, like,
As you get older, you can have an affection for your
I
flaws.
built an entire career on my fucking flaws.
I had a youthful exuberance, like a moment when I discovered I made that mistake. Like when I was like, I do have flaws.
I can still make mistakes. Yeah.
I'm not a 10.
All right. So, but if you're, I think everything's all fixed now, and if you're interested in watching, Tell 'em Steve Dave's first live concert film, if that's what you want to call it. Would you call it that?
Yeah.
Yeah, why not?
And it's a good one because I mean, it's visually worth. We felt it was worth videotaping because of all the visuals that we put in.
Videotaping. We put in the VHS,
right? I mean, there were some things worth capturing on camera. And if you go there and you buy it and you find yourself like you're having trouble getting the movie, or you need to ask a question or anything, you can go to @TESDTown on Twitter, and that Twitter account is going to handle all troubleshooting.
I was thinking of it last night. Do you have life insurance, Walt?
Do I have life insurance? My wife made me sign some life insurance, but I don't know how much though.
Right.
Yeah.
Because I was thinking last night. I was just sitting there, and I'm like, all right, I'm like 40 years older than Sage almost.
Mm-hmm.
Knock wood. Probably not going to outlive her.
Right.
So what happens then? What happens when I die 40 years from now? 40 hours from now? You don't know.
Right.
So I got to get life insurance, right? You have it?
At this stage, you're going to get it?
I used to have it. I don't have it anymore.
I thought you were leaving it to your cats and shit.
No, my money. I have a will. I don't have.
Oh,
I don't have insurance. I should get some.
Do you get life insurance? Like if you die from natural causes?
You know how much life insurance at this stage of your life now is going to cost you? The premiums?
Oh, it's going to be a lot?
Really? At 50?
Look at his health. Look at
what
his
the
health
fuck
history.
are you talking about? What do you mean my age? I'm fucking younger than you, asshole.
No, you're not.
Yeah, I am.
Your birthday's in December. Mine's in October, bitch.
Yeah, no shit. October comes before December, Cinco de Mayo, motherfucker.
But yeah, you should have got this. You should have got this. You could have got it got a great policy like 20 years ago.
Mm-hmm. Before Sage was born. I mean, I just thought of it yesterday.
Because now, you're at that point now where who's going to insure you?
They're like, this guy, like I'm like Steve-O. Like they just won't fucking insure me. Look at this, $250,000 worth of coverage for $14 a month.
Yeah, there's all sorts of caveats.
Right. Let's see. If you're between the ages of 50 to 59 and considering life insurance, you're going to have, this is really appealing to the fucking 20 and under crowd. The kind you need, health concerns, approval. Oh, you're right. Well, limited availability of longer terms, like 25 to 30 years.
You are not going to be able to get it without paying like through the nose.
You should understand that the advice an agent would give a 35-year-old in perfect health is completely irrelevant to you. Oh, thanks. It's like they fucking wrote that for me.
I'm surprised you didn't realize this.
Yeah, I didn't even think about it. Okay, health. I'm actually fairly healthy right now. Like relatively to the way things have been over the past couple of years, I just went like, oh, my blood work's fine.
Oh yeah,
emptying my bladder like a fucking playa.
Oh yeah, is that some sort of measure of plaguiness?
I guess if you're
is that
like,
what they do
if you're dribbling
in the hood, is that how they?
They're like, yo,
the studs.
man.
Do they empty their bladders out on the?
Yeah, like you getting any dribble? No, I think as you get older, it becomes a problem. You know, like you gotta like grab your nuts and like push up on your shaft so all the piss comes out. Yeah.
Oh, there's a certain like procedure.
There's a
you
technique.
Gotta squeeze it.
Yeah.
It's like squeezing an udder from a cow.
Mm-hmm. Once Edgar hit 60, man, I was like, dude, come on. Do this yourself.
Have you ever heard this before?
What is that?
You have to squeeze your privates to get all the stuff out, the juice out.
Piss?
Like a juice. like a cow's udder.
Or the consequence of that is you dribble in your
underwear.
Shorts.
And then like who knows, like maybe you're in a practical joker and you're you meet up with a fine lass after a show, and she's like, "Oh my god, your underwear smell like piss."
Yeah, I'm on like 50% of the times I have to do the fucking the toothpaste squeeze.
Yeah,
yeah.
What?
So he has heard of it.
You squeeze it. You squeeze it out.
Like yeah. Lately, I've been noticing it a lot.
You milk yourself like a cow
I gotta
giving yellow milk.
And how
the unexpected dribble?
How much force is needed?
No, you can usually just get away with a little fucking flick and a shake.
He's like damaging, squeezing it as hard as he can.
Because you get older,
and is it
as you get older, your prostate enlarges, and I don't know why it does it, but for some reason that's it.
Is it the shaft or is it the underbelly?
It's from, I think it's from like right down near your nuts where like your urethra begins or whatever.
Oh, I just always noticed sometimes lately that there's just a little bit extra in the tube that doesn't get shot out. It's a force thing.
But like, I'm talking about when you do it. Is it do you squeeze the shaft or do
you don't squeeze anything? You
like run it up, right?
Yeah,
just so you can.
What do you mean you run
it
up?
Like shake it, like
you just shake it.
Yeah, you got to shake and squeeze up.
So there is a squeezing involved.
Yeah, but not an angry squeeze, like a gentle bloop.
Yeah, just get rid of the rest of it.
Or else you get that fucking. One time, this was in Philadelphia about 2 years ago. We were going on stage. We were getting announced, and I didn't do the squeeze. So sure enough, there was a fucking giant quarter-sized piss stain on the pants. So I was like, well, I mean, I'm literally going on stage right now.
It was that much.
You look like Fergie and shit.
Yeah. So like, what I did was
in your jeans.
I don't know if I was wearing
underwear?
jeans. Yeah, of course.
It's like I was wearing a diaper. Could you imagine how much piss it was?
So what I did is I grabbed the water bottle, and on the way out, I started flicking it around. So some got on me and got on the audience, like made a thing of it.
Oh, so you could sort of masquerade your shame.
It. Yeah.
Behind the scenes, man. We didn't. That's some Hollywood. That's probably old school Hollywood tricks
some
right
fucking
there.
poor woman in the front row to get doused with some Poland Spring because
you couldn't fucking own up to pissing your pants. Yeah. You should have saved that for a 1 True 3.
Yeah.
Wow, I didn't know. Have you ever been onto a farm and had to milk a cow?
Is that how you're so good at it?
I've seen it. I never did it.
You couldn't milk a cow?
I went to a farm on a school trip as a child, and I couldn't make the cow deliver the milk.
Really?
Yeah, I felt like it may have been everybody was making fun of me, and I was like, was it?
Like, that's a bull, asshole.
And I wondered, like,
that's Tom.
I'm wondering if
what's he doing to Ferdinand?
If that had anything, like I always worried that like was it always to do with my techniques? Like was it my techniques like overall?
Right. So later on in life, when you started squeezing titties and shit, you were like,
I was worried that like
why isn't there any milk coming out? I'm terrible at this.
No, I don't mean like to make milk come, but just overall like the if I can't make a cow who's supposed to deliver milk, if I can't make it come out of the udder. I wonder
how can I make a girl who's not supposed to deliver milk?
I don't think you're supposed to do the same motion on them.
I like also you're just comparing girls to cows. Like, when I get with a livestock later in life, whoever she may be, how am I going to milk her?
I don't know. I don't know about you guys, but whenever I saw on TV someone milking a cow, it felt like I shouldn't watch it. It almost felt like it was some sort of something that should be done, not be shown on TV.
Milking a cow?
Yeah, I don't know. It's right down by the privates. Mm-hmm. It's some sort of like.
Except not.
The udder looks phallic.
Okay.
You're jerking.
So you started congratulating yourself, like, yeah, maybe if I was fucking good at jerking off guys, I could milk a cow. Like you fucking little queers. You're all 6 years old.
I turned it right on those little pissers that were fucking getting on my back because I couldn't make.
Hey, look at all the milk we got, Walt. And you're like, get used to it. You're going to be sucking down shit that looks like that for the rest of your life.
Yeah, this is the 70s, though. I wouldn't say that today.
No, of course not. Course. No.
Now I know better, and I would never, ever, ever.
You wouldn't want
use that as a comeback,
right?
But back then,
that's what you said.
I don't know. I just felt it was weird too that they made kids even do it though. Try to get into it.
It is strange. It's like, look, somebody was like, this is months and months ago on Twitter. Somebody was giving us shit for like not knowing how to dress a deer or whatever. I'm like,
dress a deer?
Yeah, I'm like, we literally or like kill a chicken or whatever the fuck it was. I'm like, we literally grew up like a few blocks from the Jersey Shore. Nobody had cows and chickens and goats and all that shit.
I just got shit for the Treaty of Versailles thing. Some guy on Twitter came after me.
What do you say?
From last week?
Some French puss?
You messed that up, huh?
Yeah. I mean, the thing is...
Would you like to apologize?
No, I don't need to apologize.
Issue a correction?
I do want to issue a correction because I don't want anybody to think that that's the right answer and then they get it on. It's because I'm going to Paris next week, so I'm dealing with not that Versailles in Paris, but I'm going to France next week. And
you think somebody
He was quick to clarify that.
So somebody in France is going to take you to task? You may
No.
may not let you in the country
because no.
Whatever isn't cool.
Fuck, apparently they let anybody in over there.
That's 70s QC.
No, so I just been doing a lot of. I'm trying to go to Versailles, so it was just on my mind, so I just popped in. But it was not the Treaty of Versailles. That end. I think World War I Treaty of Versailles.
Mm-hmm. So you didn't even fucking research and check what it was?
No, I know because I know that the guy was right. It was I forget what it was that. But the point still was that France came to United States aid in the Revolutionary War.
All right. You didn't like me shitting on the French.
No, I don't think they deserve it.
I was talking to, you were just alluding to a certain religious group.
Oh, I wasn't.
Well, let anybody in France? Are we talking about the
that's
Germans
how
marching
you
in?
took it?
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. I don't know why you would think I mean that. Everything's
with
going,
you two. I don't know.
Everything's going fine over there.
I was talking to official, tell him Steve Dave, Muslim representative
Wabzi
about Walt's This is a guy who can't say basic English words a lot of the times. And Wabzi pointed out that your pronunciation of Allah Akbar with the box cutter was fucking spot on. Went on to fucking say, does he only eat certain foods? Does he avoid alcohol?
Yes.
The stash could be a sleeper cell.
They're pretty. I mean, that's a pretty strict religion. If you're going to go convert to Muslim, you better have some. You better be. Better have good. Like you got to adhere. Mm-hmm. And be all in. You can't be halfway. Not like a Catholic.
Well, I suspect, I suspect that much like how those 9/11 terrorists, how like they came to America and they went to strip clubs and shit to fit in. I'm charging you with the only reason you have dogs is because Muslims are supposed to have dogs, and this way no one will suspect you of really perhaps being a terrorist.
Don't say that. Don't say that. This is going off brand.
This is off brand. This is Wabzi accusing you of this shit, not me. Also, he said your fear of flying is probably because you're on a fucking watch list from 9/11.
A lot of clues here.
He put a lot of shit together, and I was like, you're right. And he's a perfectionist. Now I fucking just found that out. Those guys don't leave anything to.
Is that a
to
trait?
error.
Is that a trait of the Muslim community?
No, not Muslim. I'm not talking about Muslims. I'm talking about terrorists.
Oh. And is that a trait of
that they're perfectionists?
Yeah.
Well, a lot of them get caught, so I guess not.
Yeah. I'm 4% Middle Eastern.
Who you are?
I don't appreciate
Are you
talking about.
I sent in
didn't I tell you guys this?
what?
I sent in mine last week.
Yeah, I read it. Didn't I say it last week?
You told me.
Oh,
When
did I tell you?
when we were watching Puppet Master. And shit,
Oh
you
yeah,
told
I
me.
got my ancestry breakdown.
Really?
Yeah,
Let's just say there might be only one fucking white boy on this show.
That'd be me.
ain't you?
Oh, yeah. Not me.
Ancestry composition here, Walter.
I'm very curious to hear what this is.
Oh, okay. Well, as expected, 95% European, mostly Italian. Some Balkan in there.
European
though.
in your pants because you can't control your bladder like me. Boom.
Look at that. 4.5% Middle Eastern and North African.
Nice. You got some rhythm.
No, I don't.
No. 95% of them has no rhythm.
No. Wait, why are Middle Easterns known for rhythm?
Well, he's saying North Africa, I guess.
Yeah, but isn't that...
That's like Egypt and all
Yeah.
that shit, right?
They're not known for their
Well,
rhythm.
maybe he's saying like that Egyptian walk that people do.
Oh, maybe. I got...
Can you make a rope come out of a basket?
It reminds me, I was watching, this is a while ago, this is like 2 years ago, I watched, the Bob Hope Road 2 movies of Bob Hope and Dean
Martin?
Dean Martin? Was it Dean Martin?
Or Jerry Lewis and
No,
Dean Martin?
Bing Crosby, right?
I don't know. Yeah, Dean Martin and Jerry Lewis.
Jerry Lewis
was the,
were a
road
team.
movies.
I think it was, whatever. It was a Road 2. And they were there, and they're fucking, there's this guy, And it's Road to a Middle Eastern something, right? And they're fucking playing that flute and there's a basket. And this fucking hot chick comes out of it, right? And everybody's like going gaga like you could back in the day. They're like, oh, yeah, right? So then Bob Hope grabs the flute, right? Later on that night, and he's sitting in front of a basket and he's alone. He wants a little company. So he starts playing it because it's Bob Hope, though. A fat chick comes out and he reacts as if Satan himself came out. And she's not even like fat by like anybody's standards, but just because of it. Oh my God. I was like, they could never fucking make anything close to this fucking movie today.
Is there anything close to a modern day Rat Pack anymore?
Oh, yeah.
Who is it?
I would imagine like the dude who was in the Titanic.
Leonardo DiCaprio?
Ben and Matt.
Yeah, but they're
These
good.
guys are like fucking 45 years old.
Well, that's what the Rat Pack was at their heyday.
Actually, those guys were older, weren't they?
Yeah. I don't think you could do a Rat Pack thing anymore with the social media and the outrage.
Maybe the Impractical Jokers. You got 4 guys. If you guys had or maybe it's like the fucking Blue Collar tour with like Jeff Foxworthy and Larry the Cable Guy.
Why would be but going back to what you said, you would think that the America would not want to see a modern day.
Well,
Rat
the
Pack?
vocal section of the United States would.
But anyway, wasn't it a very diverse Rat Pack?
I don't think it just comes down to diversity. I think they get angry at anything now, Wolf. It's not just diversity; it's anything you do. Somebody can get offended at, and I mean,
if you're too diverse, you're in trouble. Not diverse enough, you're in trouble.
Yeah, there's just no way to win. I just don't think that they would be able to pull off that same sort of casual racism and misogyny that they did back
Poor
then.
Sammy Davis.
Had to sleep in another hotel and shit like that. But even that, the spirit of it, I don't think you could pull off that drinking, smoking, banging.
You're like a casual alcoholic.
Yeah, I just don't think you could do it anymore.
I don't see many people alcohol shame. Do you?
Well,
and smoking or cigarettes.
Well, again, on the Blue Collar tour, Ron White, doesn't he always have a drink in his hand and a
Wolverine
cigarette?
can't even fucking smoke a cigar anymore.
I saw Logan.
Well, that's different. He smokes a cigar in it, right?
Did he?
There's one moment where he's walking out of the gas station.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
He comes back in and he grabs a handful.
I love
of
that
cigars.
fucking little girl, man. She's cool.
She's unbelievable.
Yeah.
Did you watch the black and white version?
No.
Ah, dude, it's fucking cool to watch.
Is it?
Yeah. It's like it's a different spin on it. Like it just makes it like a different feel to it. It's pretty cool.
What's changed then? What's changed that there can't be a Rat Pack in 2017?
Well, I wasn't aware that
It was so organic back then, right? They just sort of.
I wasn't aware that the Rat Pack had some divisive issues, though.
Well, Sinatra was banging everybody's wife. I think that would get reported like immediately, and people would be like, "That's so shameful."
They would shame.
Yeah, they'd wife shame
They
him.
would they'd cuck shame him.
Yeah,
Adultery shaming,
yeah, I think so. I think
isn't
this,
it? But isn't it warranted though?
Well, yeah, of course it is, but
You're saying it's warranted, but that's why they couldn't get away with
you
it.
got to keep it underground. Like, here's the thing: that shit still goes on, but you got to fucking keep it on the ground. Whereas that was like a celebration of all things fucking manly and awesome. I mean, you got to figure Sinatra was a fucking dickhead, right? Like
To be in the same room with him, it must have been
you
unbearable.
could, yeah, I don't think the three of us would have liked him. Any of them, I think we would have been like, "Oh my god, these guys are fucking assholes."
Yeah,
That's why anybody I found that have ever worshipped them a little too much, I'm always like,
they're suspect.
kind of unbearable. I've met people and I've been like, "Oh god."
They think they're Dean Martin.
But then I find out they're super fans of the Rat Pack, and I'm like, now it makes sense. Yeah.
Well, it was also like was it an Italian thing?
Yeah.
Did more Italians like it, or
Well,
or was
Italians love Sinatra.
They love Sinatra
so much. They can look past the fucking
Poor
the
Sammy.
mob ties, the fucking
And
abusive
fraternizing
behavior.
with mob people. Yeah.
Yeah.
They're like real abusive to his kids too, wasn't he? Supposedly.
He didn't seem like he was. And look, I love Elvis, and he, I don't think I would have liked him if I knew him either.
Yeah.
So
Well, he just seems so out there.
just crazy. You just got to let it go and like not fucking care. Like Sinatra.
You gotta
sings
love
well.
the art, but maybe not love the artist.
Separate the art from the artist, and they can't. You just nailed the whole point home. You can't do that in this day and age. You're not allowed to separate the art from the artist anymore.
I think you're right.
Well, like
think
let's say
you're
somebody
right.
like Mel Gibson.
Mel Gibson.
Wow. Yeah, that's a perfect example because I love his art, but I don't like the man though.
All right.
What don't you like about it?
But I would kill to see another fucking like Lethal Weapon. No,
Yeah.
I really wish that Hollywood just or everybody just could like just
Just get along.
He's getting back slowly.
is he?
He just directed Hacksaw Ridge, and that was a fucking huge success.
I don't
He's
think
in.
he probably wants to go
He's
back
in.
to those.
What's that? Stepdad. The movie Stepdad with Will Ferrell and he's in the sequel. He plays
I
one of
didn't
the.
see that, yeah.
Do you
Yeah.
think he'd be even entertained becoming Martin Riggs again?
He might, because he might be like, if everybody would love me again, this is the way to do it.
Oh yeah,
You know?
what could the other
I
dude?
don't know. Do you think? Like, I mean, today's audience is way like skewed way younger. They're like, "What's Lethal Weapon?"
And plus,
Lover? No, I don't
and
think
plus,
Lover could do it.
What was Martog? What was his name?
Murtaugh.
He
Reeves.
would be.
He'd be in his 70s.
Yeah, he would be. I mean, they both
I
would
was like,
look.
seriously, I'm too old for this shit.
It's like, please stop
All right,
asking.
then how about a grizzled Mad Max?
Yes.
Like
he
he
could do that.
survived.
Like, you know, just like he's like
I think that ship
dying.
has sailed, but I think he could do it.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, I think he'd be great.
I think it'd be awesome.
Yeah.
Did you like the last Mad Max?
Oh, I loved it.
Did you?
I thought it was
are
really good.
are there plans to do another one?
I've heard, but I don't know if it's going forward. The
You thought,
like,
I see. I love the look of it,
yeah.
but I certainly was not impressed with the story. I didn't think there was even a story though.
No, I didn't think there was much of a story. But if you look at those old Mad Maxes, it's not like the stories are fucking great on those either.
No, but boy, but there was like the amount of like acclaim for what was it called again?
Fury Road.
Yeah, I mean it was like they were talking about Oscar for like Best Picture, and I'm like, well,
Yeah,
yes, they were. There was
Yeah, I don't
there was
agree with
buzz,
that, but,
and I was just like, well, if this is getting this kind of buzz, I'm like I cannot wait to see this movie. And I was stunned that like there was absolutely not a story there.
I just think visually it was so
Yeah, it
unbelievable
was.
that they were like, this alone is an achievement in that.
But was it too beautiful though? And then like it got away from like maybe it was.
It didn't
too,
have that grit that the first
Yeah,
one. the original
well,
did.
actually, the second one would have had. The
Right.
first one is almost unwatchable.
The first one I tried to watch last year, and I was like, I can't even fucking. I don't even care or know what's going on.
But that second one's just amazing, and there's no CGI in that.
Yeah. And you don't have to watch the first one to watch the second one, right?
No.
Like it's almost like its own restart of the
And
franchise.
he doesn't talk until almost like what, an hour into the movie.
I think if this latest Mad Max did get nominated for an Oscar, it would lend a hell of a lot of credence to like Oscars So White. People would be like, "This is fucking just crazy now."
But like I'm not making that up. I remember there was a buzz about that it was going to get nominated as Best Picture.
Yeah,
And so when I saw that, I was like, this has got to be like an unbelievable movie. And if they're talking about Best Picture, and I was like waiting for it to kick in. I was like, well, when is the?
Well, it was also the politics of it. Like, you know, people love it. Like when a female lead is like out there and kicking ass, then fucking everybody starts fucking losing their mind about it.
yeah, we saw on your Twitter.
Well, Fury Road was a good movie, as was Wonder Woman. Look, you can't make Wonder Woman without a female lead. So, like, what? It's not like I liked the movie because it was a female lead. Like, I liked the movie. Like, what is the fucking issue here?
Yeah, you loved it. You loved it.
I
You
did
saw
love
it twice. You saw it twice.
I did see it twice. Yeah,
I saw it once, and
saw
I
it
felt
once,
like
too.
I felt like I saw it 3 times.
you don't like it?
I liked certain things about it.
Yeah,
It was too long. It was just too long.
really. I didn't feel that.
I don't
The,
understand it at times. I know I'm going to be. I hope I don't take any heat for this, but
Why wasn't anyone milking the Amazons?
I don't understand how Wonder Woman or whatever was she ever called Wonder Woman in the movie?
No, they never said that.
I don't understand how the star of the movie can conduct herself the way, and then at the last like 10-minute mark of the movie be like, "I'll stand for love." Well, you just killed probably hundreds, if not thousands, of people.
Yeah.
And how are you going to now all of a sudden be like, well, I stand for love?
People who are just trying to enjoy a Nazi party.
And I don't understand. And I would like someone to. What does that mean? Because it's a great message. But what does it mean when you're like, I'll stand with love
Well, I think
as a
that
superhero?
I think that my interpretation of it was in that moment, wasn't she on the cusp of like going with Ares for a second there. Didn't she? She had like an eternal grapple. Like she was pissed at the end when she was holding the tank over her head, and like there was that moment where, I mean, you knew which way she was going to go, but the movie tried to make it
It's
like
trying to be like an inner struggle,
right? Like all right, so she is a god. She realizes she's a god, and she can go in that direction. But she was like, well, I fell in love with a human, so I'm going to go in that direction. I'm going to follow that.
but as a superhero.
Yeah.
And I believe that the message that is a message that is resonates today. Can we fight the things that we are fighting against today? Can they be fought with love?
If you have bulletproof bracelets and the magical lasso and you're an immortal goddess, yes, you could fight it with love.
Yeah.
You the
Otherwise-
three of us? No.
But
That's why the movie's called Wonder Woman and not Tell 'em Steve Davis.
But there are celebrities and there are people who strongly and firmly believe that the war or things that we tend to use violence against
Yeah.
can be waged and won through using love. Right? You've heard that before, right?
Sure.
But do you even know what
What does it mean?
what does it mean though?
Doesn't mean anything. But Wonder Woman didn't do that. She said that while she was holding a fucking tank over her head and throwing it at people.
But she said it in the past, and then when she got to the future, the present, she said it again.
Yeah, but she still had a sword and kicked the shit out of Doomsday in Batman vs Superman. Like,
Oh, that's right. Yeah, she didn't wage war. She didn't wage love then either.
I mean, love only goes so far, man. You know what I'm saying?
And she can't really make the statement.
Sure, she can. Why can't she?
But you can't. But you've got to walk the walk. Then
She's just talking the talk, Q.
Well, you'd think that compared to, let's say, in Batman vs Superman, Batman, who is killing common criminals and blowing people away with his Batmobile, do you think that he's chosen love as a
no,
or he's blood and bones?
but he's not. Also,
He didn't
he's
say
not,
it, right?
Yeah, but he's not going out and saying it though. Because he knows he's not.
Well, what I'm
But she
saying is, like,
believes that
she's a
she
different
is.
type of hero than he is.
Okay, so but why not put? But yet she still reverts to the same tactics as Batman did when Doomsday came out. She didn't decide to be like, "Hey,
Let me hug this
try to-"
motherfucker.
No, I'm not. I'm not going to try to be funny, but
Right.
and be condescending to the side that wants to try love. But why not try her? Why not? Because you know why? Because why cannot Wonder Woman go out there and say, "Hold on, Superman and Batman. Let me just talk to him. Let me see if I can work this out with words, compassion, and love." I don't know. Because that doesn't sell.
Well, it's also
No,
not
it's gonna-
realistic. I mean, even in a comic book movie, you can't solve things by hugging them out. Sometimes people just need to get fucking bitch slapped and killed.
Down.
Yeah, sometimes they have to. Sometimes you got to throw a tank at people.
But then you're not. Then you're not standing for love. Then.
Like if she had been like, I stand with justice, it's way more open ended.
Yes, it's
like,
more broad.
However she decides to.
Well, also,
broad.
you're talking
however
about-
she decides to serve it up is really.
So you're saying that anybody who engages in violence is incapable of
Loving their enemy?
using love at any point
Well,
as a tactic.
Well, I'm not saying that, but what I'm saying is, but if you're going to say that, and you're
You're
going
going
to
to grandstand.
yeah, you're going to use it as some sort of.
She said it to one person. I mean,
you're gonna
she
shut
didn't make
the-
a bumper sticker out of it and fucking
Come
put it on the back
on,
of
man.
the one.
It was the pivotal moment in the movie
Because she fell in love. Like, all right, so here's a person who has never fucking had any experience with humanity at all, right? She's thrown
She
into
knew
it.
what love was before she left that island, and you know it.
And she was not in love. I don't know.
She
That's
knew
not
the love of her
stated.
sisters and her mother.
That's not the same as the
her
fucking
aunt.
love of Chris Pine. And you know it and I know it. So it's just
That's
like,
lust.
Yeah.
yeah, but lust is part of love, no?
Some would say it has nothing to do with love.
Oh, I don't know if I agree with that.
Real love, like I'll die for you, love.
I'm not going to die for anybody that I don't want to fuck. I mean, what are you talking about?
Seriously. That's crazy talk.
Yeah, I'm going to die and not get pussy? What are you talking about? Yeah, I mean, I wonder what you're nitpicking about. Like, I wonder
I'm not
what your point
nitpicking.
is.
You're choosing to
I'm
put
choosing
this
love.
message out there. It is a concentrated effort
To put what message out?
that like love
Yeah.
can conquer not all, but like it's another aspect that we don't really think about. And she's above us, and she's choosing love, which means
She's
that
literally a god.
right. So she's saying that like there's better way, but yet we haven't seen her choose a better way so far in the movies. You can say it, and your only reason you're saying it is because of the current climate, I believe. I don't believe that. I don't believe that
like,
comment even comes out if this
is the 70s.
Oh, I don't think that. I don't think that she's even mentioning I stand with love or I choose love.
Maybe. I
She's
guess.
like, Batman, get them.
I'll take notes. I don't know. I mean, I think if you within the DC universe, because there's so many different interpretations of.
Well, let's just go with the movies.
The movies. She is not angry or haunted or she's not like.
She should be.
Why should she be?
The great love of her life, as you claim,
Right. Unless it was in the movie, I guess.
is Steve.
Right.
What's his fucking name?
Rogers?
Trevor.
Steve Trevor.
Right.
So who's Steve Rogers? Captain
That was
America?
Captain America. He died sacrificing himself. She couldn't save him. You know, should haunt
She also had 100 years to get over it.
Steve Rogers, never forgot Sharon.
Yeah, but Steve Rogers didn't have
Boom.
all those years to get up. Not boom. The guy was frozen in ice. He wasn't awake for those fucking 60 years. It was for him. It was like a day went by.
So time
heals all wounds. Yeah.
Even Wonder Woman's, who she's never taken on another lover since, Steve Trevor.
Well, we don't know that.
There's no way they're going to do that. There's
Are you
no
kidding
way
me? Really?
they're going to just show that in the movie.
You don't think
Another love
that
interest?
Wonder Woman has had sex with a man once in her life and then that's it?
Yes.
All right. I mean, you're saying that with no evidence to that. I mean, it's
Well,
like,
Do you have any evidence
I have no evidence
to back up that
no,
she hasn't?
of course not. But
She's going to try and just paint her as a whore?
Yeah, why are you slut shaming her?
I don't even understand the argument I'm
Hashtag not
having.
my Wonder Woman.
There's no way that she's tasted the
Yeah, she didn't taste the dick once and then
carnal
be like,
flesh,
I'm good.
the carnal desires of somebody else besides Steve Trevor.
No?
That's her. If that's her main, that's her like
Well,
first
that's a
love.
theory.
That's a theory, but
Yeah, but I don't fuck my first love anymore.
you're not a god.
Well, some would argue that. You just admitted you're a 4 on.
But you're not perfection. She is an actual. She's perfection, right?
She's perfection. I don't know if that was ever implied, that she's
That she was
perfection.
perfect?
She's not the perfect woman.
According to who?
If you were to put at all, well, is she not the most? She should be the epitome of the perfect woman / god.
Well, I don't know if I agree with that, because then how boring would that be if she never had any struggles or doubts or anything like that?
You mean in terms of for the plot lines? You mean, or you mean if she are we going on the assumption that this is all real?
Well, I mean,
You know it wasn't a documentary, right?
yeah, but I mean, even in the movie, like if she was just right and perfect at all times, like that wouldn't make a very good movie.
Well, by now in the present, she should have learned all there is to know.
You would think,
You would think.
but we don't know.
Well, that's a whole. I mean, the God, regular God, is infallible, right? Isn't that what?
Yes.
Right. So,
Yeah, but she's a Greek god, a Roman.
She's not
Yeah.
but still a goddess,
a goddess.
right? So, wouldn't the
Half
same
god.
apply to her? But there, in Greek mythology, there isn't also a regular God like Christian God. It's just all Greek gods.
Zeus, right? And then
Yeah, Zeus
below
would
him.
be God. But is he the only? He's the only infallible one in every.
I don't think that he's infallible either.
Yeah.
Who, Zeus?
Yeah,
Yeah, Zeus made a lot of mistakes.
he fucked up a lot. That dude.
Remember Ricky's atheist call him Zeus.
Yeah,
This is,
some kid in high school.
like
I don't
me,
know why they
Walt,
call
and
him
if Ricky's
Zeus.
is listening, he would know.
Now,
I don't know why they called him it
Now,
either.
granted, we've seen such a small smidgen of her, the movie character, the DC, the movie version of Wonder Woman. But I don't know. I just feel that they're you're going to push that agenda, and there was an agenda to be to make her stand apart from the male superhero, I think. Because I don't see any of the superheroes out there today proclaiming in the middle of a fight that I stand for love. It's probably not going to happen. And I think that it was definitely, I think only a feminine superhero would be able to say that.
Yeah, but so
statement.
what?
I'm not saying, but if you're going to say it,
Yes.
then you should show some sort of example of your belief. Then, and
It's
I
like if
I
she
don't
was
see
like,
anything.
it's like if she were like, I stand with nature, and then fucking totally like scorched a rainforest
Well, hold
in
on
order
a
to
second.
like get somewhere.
She lived in paradise, right?
the ischemia.
Yes. Paradise Island.
Yes.
She lived there. She was happy there.
Can I ask you a real quick question?
Yeah.
How do they procreate? Like, how do they?
They don't.
They don't remember that she was the only child.
She was the only child. So, but who? All the other women, they're mortal, right? So they're going to die eventually.
No, they are immortal.
They're all immortal.
Well, either that or while they were on the island, they were immortal.
Yes.
Yeah.
I was going to say, didn't the lady die?
Which one?
The ant or whatever?
Yeah, not immortal in like.
They can still be killed with bullets,
Yeah.
but they don't age.
Oh, they don't age. Okay.
Yeah.
There's some sort of spell
Or they only
thing.
age to a certain point because.
Yeah.
I think they were that old when the spell was put on the island or something like that.
Oh, somebody who put the spell on the island.
Well, Zeus did.
Zeus did. Okay.
Zeus. So my
Ricky's ape.
he was imperfect.
But Brian's point of it's like saying like I stand with nature, and then she goes out and.
Well, this is my point. Okay. This is what I was saying. Is like she lived in Paradise Island. She was happy. She was good. She was in a paradise.
I don't think she was happy.
I think she was pretty happy.
She was constantly being repressed by her mom. She's like, "Oh, cut the shit."
She was
We gotta get
rebelling
hurt.
at every moment.
Yeah.
Yeah, in the scenes you saw of her growing up, yes, she was rebelling until she found out that humanity needed her help, and she left paradise to go help humanity. If that isn't an act of love, I don't know what the fuck is.
It's the ultimate act of rebellion.
Because why does Batman do it? Batman does it to avenge his parents. It's basically post-traumatic stress disorder.
Okay, but who was the ultimate act of love for who?
For humanity.
That she hasn't. That the only time she's come into contact with.
Literally 1% of the humans she's met have been nice to her, and everyone else has been shooting at her.
And murdering her sisters.
Right, and they're the bad guys. And then she found out that there's people everywhere, women and children dying at that shit. And she was like, well, I got to go out there and do what I can to stop it. That's not a form of you wouldn't label that as protective love or something like that? Well, I mean, what?
Yeah, but you know what though? But it's easy to say you love the good guys, but yet you got to. But if you're going to say you're waging a battle with love against your enemies, then that means you're waging a different tactic. You're doing something different than punching or shooting or anything like that.
The motivations are different. And she said, didn't she even say, and I don't remember, didn't she even say that the Nazis aren't bad people? They're just being fucked over by Ares. And Steve
They
Trevor.
weren't Nazis yet.
And right, the Germans. And Steve Trevor was like, you're wrong. They just fucking want to do this. Like sometimes people are just pieces of shit.
Yes.
And she rejected that.
Yes.
Because she has this very
Now
kind view of humanity.
Right.
Naive.
Sure, naive, but we're talking about her motivations. That's all we're talking about here.
And you can have that mindset. But when push comes to shove,
Yes.
you need to show me something more than just words. You need to and then as soon as
But
the
she
shit hits
did.
the fan, she's punching and kicking
And throwing tanks.
Because
and
that's
throwing tanks, just like everybody else.
Right,
Yet
but
she's
so-
a love warrior.
But why are you separating violence from
Got this
love?
with
I don't
title.
understand why. I don't understand
Show
why
me a
they're
different way.
different.
You need to show us a different way if you're going to say that.
Why do they need to show you a different way if you're going to show that? It's about the motivation.
You agree? You need to show us something different because there's if you're going to say
So if somebody's attacking someone you love, you're not going to go in there and fucking wreck shop to save them?
I'm not a love warrior.
Nah.
I
the point-
have
saw him
no
fight at
love
Miller
in my
Park.
heart.
But it doesn't. But the point is
And I'm not boasting it and shoving it down everyone's face.
Yeah, but my point is this: is just if you're going to protect someone you love through the use of violence to protect them, you're still motivated by the love for that person. It's still there. It's just the only fucking thing that'll work is punching a fucking asshole in the face.
So at the end of the day, you could say you.
She didn't say I'm nonviolent. She said She basically said I'm motivated by love. I don't want to join you, Ares, and rule over these people.
Every person fighting for something, no matter how.
That's not true. Batman is not motivated by love. Batman is motivated by fucking the trauma of seeing his parents.
You don't think he loves?
I don't think he loves
his friends.
I don't think Batman loves a single person that he saves.
He doesn't love Robin?
Well, I mean, that's a different thing. But
You don't think he loves Dick?
sure he does. But Dick was around after his mission started. He's
Can
not
I ask why
motivated
you're calling
by his
him
love.
Batman?
Yeah, can we just call him
and
Robin?
Dick.
Like, do we have to say Dick? But Robin came along after he was already on that path.
He didn't love Jason?
Sure he did, but the same thing. All of that came.
What about Alfred?
None of that is his motivation. I don't know if he loves Alfred. Wow. None of that motivation came from a position of anything besides the trauma that he experienced as a child. There was no love involved in that. Superman he was raised that way. Like, she's different. She's just straight up motivated by Karen.
So I took it too literal?
I think nobody would watch a movie in which Wonder Woman went around and hugged out all the problems in the world.
Of course.
But I think what Walt's saying...
Nobody would go watch it.
But what Walt's saying, too, is that in real life, people say that. So it's like they're not saying, I'm motivated by love, and then going and kicking ass.
Right, but
they're saying, let's hug it out with these people.
But you could do anything for the wrong or right reason, right?
Sure.
So all I think the movie was saying is that the reason that she's doing it and what makes Wonder Woman different from these other people is that she is motivated from a place of unselfish. I mean, you could argue that she was created for it, so maybe she doesn't have free will in the issue. That argument I would weigh in on your side.
She doesn't have her own mind.
Because she was created for the sole purpose of stopping Ares, so maybe she doesn't have free will. And maybe this whole love shtick is just a way of talking herself into it.
Don't you think Superman is the exact same in the same situation?
No, Superman let his fucking father die from a fucking tornado.
But he loves...
like that's that doesn't seem very...
But he doesn't come across as grim and gritty.
I think he comes from like a more moral place than a love place. I don't think Superman looks at planet Earth and like I have this overwhelming love for this place. I think that his parents raised him a certain way. They instilled some morals into him, and he, if anybody, is motivated by justice. I don't think it comes from a place of love. We know Batman's not. I could buy that Wonder Woman, especially in that movie, came from a place of caring about humanity, and that's why she did everything she did. Is how I see it. But sometimes even if you're going to stand with love, that means you'll have to get bloody. Yeah.
All right.
Like that 1 week out of the month where you're like, I don't even care, man. I'm going for it. Got my Red Wing son. Didn't the end remind you, though, of like with the ragtag group that she's with sneaking into the Nazi party? Yeah. Didn't it really remind you of the Wizard of Oz?
Oh, I didn't think about that.
They really, like, they're hiding in the bushes. I thought it sort of had the same vibe. With
when they're watching the fucking monkey.
Oh,
yeah, I didn't put that together.
Yeah, that's what it reminded me of. She's nice to look at. She's very pretty. And she all the action shit was very cool.
Yeah.
I heard that there were some people upset that she had shaved underarms.
Why?
Because that was something that probably wouldn't have.
Well, again, nobody's going to go see a fucking movie with Wonder Woman running around with hair.
Yeah, look like a fucking hippie from Woodstock.
Yeah, that's just gross.
Really, you don't think? But that would be legitimate, like.
Like they should have had, if they wanted to keep it real, they would have had like thigh brows and a bush hanging out of her short shorts.
You know, I take it back. I would go see that fucking movie.
You don't think it'd be a nice little nod to like that, like she doesn't need to have this much like what's it called? Not upkeep, but like what's it called when you do
like grooming?
Grooming. Yeah, like she would not as be so concerned with it. That's such a privilege.
But it's not like there was an extended scene of her grooming or anything. It's just like that's the way it was. Maybe she doesn't grow underarm hair. She's a goddess? Maybe.
All right. Just for the sake of argument, let's
like shave her legs and stuff.
She doesn't have hair on her legs or underneath her arms. And
one other place, bro.
Booyah.
Yeah, what's up?
It's off brand.
Yeah, I know. Let's not talk about 70s Bush anymore. When you're heading off to your next chain restaurant, Walt, you're going to want to wear your MeUndies.
Yeah, definitely.
Because you're going to be spending some time in that booth. You want to be comfortable. And what's more comfortable than fucking sustainably sourced micromodal? Hey, you know what? I don't know if you listen to Bill Burr's podcast.
No.
But he recently got slapped down for doing commercials. Making fun of the sponsors. And,
really?
Yeah. and
He lost some advertisers.
he lost Blue Apron, I think. And
Did we lose Blue Apron? We haven't had Blue Apron in a while.
No, I think we had it last week or the week before. I don't think we lost him. But yeah, because he would do commercials the same way we did. Where he'd make fun of them.
I'm glad we don't poo-poo and take the piss out of the.
No, we love them.
We love them.
Yeah, I'm wearing MeUndies right now. It's no joke.
So am I.
Are you really?
Yep.
What about you, Q? You wearing that silly coat?
I am.
Hey,
shit?
guess who's wearing your MeUndies?
Who?
Get them.
Guinness wearing my MeUndies?
Somebody sent. Yeah, MeUndies sent you. They said it was sweet too. They sent you happy birthday.
Oh shit!
Bag of MeUndies.
And Guinness just took
Months
it.
too late.
No, I thought you didn't want it because it was I left it in your spot last week, and then and it was still sitting here. So I said, I guess you didn't want
Put
these
some
MeUndies.
underwear on. I'm sick of looking at your cock through your shorts.
So he went in the bathroom and put them right on.
Oh, that's fine. I'm happy with that. I'm okay with that.
Now we can.
He didn't wash
what was
them
that
before they
line
put
you
them
said?
on.
We can officially say that Get him got in.
In Q's undies. I mean, if you say it, there's no way to dispute it.
Right.
It's totally true.
We should hashtag that MeUndies.
Get it trending.
Get him gotten Q's undies.
Yeah.
Get him in Q's undies. You've perfected your wardrobe. That's a pretty big fucking leap, isn't it? Look at me. I'm in a fucking 10-year-old Star Wars T-shirt from fucking Old Navy.
Dude, 80% of my wardrobe is shit I've gotten for free from people who
and
just
shorts
give
that I got from Target. I think that may be why, like, all these, like, not just online stuff, but also, like, malls and these, like, BB and these higher-end stores. What was the store that just closed that Stacy worked at?
The Limited.
The Limited. I think that, like, Target... Places like Target aren't...
Kohl's?
Yeah, Kohl's. Like, they're not looked down upon like they once were in terms of, like, oh, that's cheap, shitty clothing.
I don't think anybody did that but you.
No.
I don't think anybody did that but you. We're always
I don't think anybody did not do it
You
but
were
you.
like a Terminator scoping for anybody who didn't have Nikes on, so you could dehumanize them. Just like
Dehumanize.
just so you could go on the attack and like, look at his skips.
Yeah, what brand is she? Okay, what year are we talking about? Because it may be accurate. It's not like when we were walking to get dinner tonight.
No, not
Like
but,
Skips Jr.? I forgot about Skips. That was the ultimate insult to footwear.
Hey, man, I got my Skeletos. I'm good.
I know. Your Skeletos are kick-ass compared to
I
Look at those things.
don't think anybody. I don't think today, especially kids of today, they are so conscious about not passing judgment. There's not a chance on earth that they're going to stigmatize other children because they brought their clothes at a Target or a Kohl's.
No,
it's just
but
not going to
they'll
happen.
judge them quietly.
No.
They will. Then why the
No.
fuck were your girls always going to Hollister or Abercrombie and Fitch? And she just went to fucking Hollister. I sat outside. Like, we were like two old men on the fucking porch. You know, like Hollister has that facade. Me and him are sitting in the chair grousing about shit out front, scaring off customers.
But they buy stuff in Kohl's, and they buy stuff way more at Kohl's, though.
But Kohl's is expensive. It's not cheap.
I only said she could buy something at the mall because I was at the con. I was like, go ahead and you could. You don't know this, but I said, yeah, but you can go buy something at the mall since if we're going there.
She got a special pass to buy something.
Usually, I'm telling you though.
But Kohl's isn't cheap though.
No.
Even Target's not cheap.
No, it's not. So like if you were concerned and you were keeping Sage out of Target or Kohl's, don't worry about it. It's okay.
Okay, so I don't have to go to Saks in order to get her play clothes. Yeah, I'm like, what's with the skip, Sage? Just fucking embarrassment. I should dehumanize you. I mean, for Christ's sakes,
Dehumanize.
you got how many strikes do you need against you, kid? Now you're wearing skips? Fuck, I'm doing my best here. All right, she's ready for school. Just go inside. Your teacher wants you.
She is brimming with self-loathing. Send her off.
All her friends are surrounding her, just looking at the ground.
Oh, you waited till you dropped her off to make a spectacle?
Oh, yeah. I knew the whole time. It was building the whole time I was driving her to school. But she also was wearing MeUndies, so I hope she told everyone that. I hope she told them that they're designed in L.A., made from a fabric 3 times softer than cotton. They're very soft. You can save time and money each month with a monthly subscription. And if you're not ready for that, it's okay. You can still save because MeUndies is offering you 20% off your first pair. Just use our special URL, MeUndies.com/TESD, and get 20% off your first pair. Go on. Revamp your underwear drawer. You deserve it. That's MeUndies.com/TESD. MeUndies.com/TESD. I read an article today that made me wonder, Walt, if this if this is going to affect you as your years go on and you're looking for shit to do. Because a lot of stores are closing. All kinds of closing.
Brick and mortar
Shit,
suffering
right?
left and right, man.
Not the stash, though.
Not the stash.
We can always do better.
Many department store chains that serve as major anchors of malls are closing. Sears, which is closing 150 of its Sears and Kmart stores. JCPenney, Macy's, Michael Kors, who I didn't even know he had his own store. But here's the big news, Walt. Within 5 years, between 20 to 25% of American malls will close.
You know what? That would have
you and your
affected
family better get on fucking vacation to hit these malls before they're gone.
I think I was more of a mall rat. Back in the 90s and early 2000s.
When the girls still wanted to go with you.
Yeah, now that the girls can do their malling without their parents, there's nothing to bring me to the
Kids,
mall
I'm
anymore.
a mall rat, though. They just stun gun them and leave the house.
I just don't. There's nothing to bring me to them all anymore. I mean, I used to do all the stores that had all the collectible toys and do the action figure runs at malls, the Babbages, the GameStops, the
Spencer's Gifts.
the Suncoast.
GameStop is closing a bunch
all
of their
that.
stores.
But now that game ended so long ago, I'll look back on that if it happens and the mall goes the way of the dinosaur.
Mm-hmm.
I'll look back on it as one of the great
happiest times
memories
in your life.
of my life. Was the fact that I got to experience what it was like to go shop in a mall.
Yeah.
I
tell
do
your
think-
grandchildren someday.
I think that people
you guys missed out.
doing their online shopping, it's not the same thing, man. But I know that it's now for the sake of speed and what's it called?
Instant gratification.
Yeah, it's like I know that's the way it's going, but I think that
Thanks to the youth like me.
the society is losing something. Though, when the mall goes away, I think we'll see an even sharper decline in American values and the way we conduct
You
ourselves.
think the mall is the only thing holding the country together?
You'll see.
I mean, where else are kids going to go to hang out, though, right? That's where you go. The mall still? No?
Do kids even hang out anymore? Or they just
Yeah, they
look
do.
at their fucking phones all day.
Yeah, they
Google
hang out
Hangout?
together. It's so weird. Is that like 3 or 4 girls that hang out together? Like my daughter goes with 3 or 4 girls, and they're going out, and yet they're not even talking to each other. They're on their phones talking to 3 other 4 friends aren't with them.
Yeah.
So it's a bizarre I don't know. Technology sometimes it's the greatest thing, and I think sometimes it's the death of everything.
Oh, definitely.
It's the.
Well, I mean, even they're even because corporation, like if you go to the bank, right, and you're at a teller, there's a person there to ask you if maybe you could just do this at the ATM instead of.
Yeah, that is
Isn't
true.
that fucking
Yeah.
weird? It's like, little human, like they're hiring a person just to be like, yo, go use that machine.
Yeah, but I'll tell you what, and to that thing, do you want to fucking wait online for 20 minutes or you just want to zip over to that machine and deposit your check?
Well, if it was 20 minutes, then no. But if it's like I just walk in and there's nobody there, I don't know.
You want to go deal with some fucking...
Either way, it doesn't really bother me.
Don't you think? But there's something to be said for a business that's you could conduct business with a human being face to face, which is what we're getting away from. I mean, like in the mall, I see like.
But what business?
The commerce. I mean, financial business.
Yeah, I mean, I guess.
Like banks at one time, like that's what it was. Customer service.
man.
Your friendly neighborhood banker.
They don't give out toasters anymore.
I haven't had
Think about
toast in
shit.
decades.
But speaking to, you're talking about malls closing. I saw an article from, I guess, like Forbes or Finance. All these chain restaurants are like hurting so badly. The Ruby Tuesdays,
like there's one man in America that's keeping them all afloat.
all these like, Applebee's, all their ilk hurting so badly, and they attribute it to, and I'm hoping to segue some right into a Blue Apron. They're attributing to these online food services.
I was in Brooklyn today, and HelloFresh, which is another one of those food delivery things, has people on the street signing people up for HelloFresh. They have like teams of people out there to talk to people.
Oh yeah,
like they're really like pushing you like to not shop anymore.
And they said that in the article they said that a lot of these companies blame millennials for not wanting to eat out anymore.
Good for them.
But I'm like, what? I don't know about you, but Q, did you eat out a lot as a kid?
Yes.
You did?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah, we didn't eat out that much as a kid.
What? Not with my family. I meant when I got to the age where I was out rolling on my own.
We're not talking about when you're 20.
How old? We're not talking about over 20. We're talking about with your family.
Oh, my family? No, my mother cooked a lot.
So was
way
it
more.
Was it a rare? I mean, like
I thought we were talking about teenagers again.
I mean, maybe one,
Keep up.
like 3 or 4 times a year we went out to eat.
I mean, probably more than that.
For us, it was literally once.
Once a year.
Once a year, we'd go out to get a Christmas tree before Christmas.
And I'm not talking about like McDonald's or anything. I'm talking about like go out to a place to sit down where you tip somebody.
Right, and it was that was the time we would go out once a year to wherever, like what's the ground round with the peanut shells and shit.
The ground round.
Go there, and it was like we'd go get a Christmas tree.
How good did
go
that?
out to dinner.
How good was that atmosphere? You like?
It was awesome because they had like, I mean, you couldn't hear them, but the cartoons up, yeah. That was pretty good.
But now, guess how often? Take a guess per week. How often me and my children go out to eat? 7 days a week. How many of those days?
With those millennials, they're like, "Where's the Blue Apron, motherfucker?"
No, like Mike. Like I would.
Wait, are you talking about ordering also?
We don't. I'll tell you this right now. We never order in.
Don't order in. Out of 7 days, I'm going to go high. I'm going to say 6.
Wow. If it's. What are you going to say, Q?
That seems like a lot of money spent on food. I was going to say maybe 2.
He's not spending it on grooming. You should see his armpits.
If it may be higher than 6.
7 days a week.
It is we eat in maybe once a year. Now it's the exact opposite of what you experienced.
Right.
So now eating out for my kids is nothing. It's like if we eat in, you're like, what's going on? Is someone dying?
Right.
Like, what happened? Did
What
someone
news
lose
do you
a job? I mean, why are we eating in? It would be like it's like
did the site go down and we couldn't sell the Gramercy?
That's how often. Like, so it is not a special occasion. There will be no like looking back on like. Remember that one time we went out to eat? We had a great time. Mm-hmm. It was like it's so.
But how are restaurants going out of business when you're fucking going out every night?
It doesn't matter. Like, because if I look back, I'm like, remember that one time? It's like, oh yeah, it was horrible, just like at home.
I mean, it's not always like something super like expensive. It's like Boston Market, Sonic,
Bob Evans.
Oh, Bob Evans. But like, yeah, they are so conditioned.
Why
to
do
eat
you
out.
think that is?
They won't even be brought out on it. Like if they go on a date now and they're like, hey, I'm going to take you out to dinner. They're like. And?
Yeah, exactly.
Like, yeah, bringing a girl out to dinner when we were in high school, like, that was kind of a big deal.
No, not
These girls are going to be like, fucking, this dude's a loser, man. He thinks this is a fucking, what do you go out once a year with your...
Why do I think that is, though?
Yeah, why do you think you eat out so much?
I think we just, me and my wife were just like...
Fuck it.
Yeah, we were just like, she was working, and it's like, she didn't want to come home and cook, and...
She's like, I've mastered... plain grilled chicken, so there's nothing left for me.
And we all felt like we enjoyed that more than
right.
staying in and cooking, and just became that's the way it was.
It's time consuming though, no?
Cooking?
Well, no, like going out somewhere and waiting.
It also feels like you're doing. I know. It's like you're missing that. You could say, well, you could spend time at home eating in your living room, but. Nobody,
well, I'm glad Blue Apron's not a sponsor this week.
but I could tell you that at least in my house, no one, the times we did cook and eat at home, nobody was sitting there. It was just my wife cooking.
Right.
And everybody else doing their own little thing until she said, okay, dinner's ready. Right. Then they came down and ate, and then they went all their different ways. But at least when we went out, We drove together. We talked in the car. We got there. We ordered food. We talked till the food came.
Trapped in a booth together.
Yeah, they were trapped me. They had to talk to me.
That's why to this day, you're like, I'd love to stay home, but I can't get them alone otherwise.
Yeah, but do you think millennials are to blame for all the ills of the world?
Nah, no fucking way.
Really, I thought you would take a shot. I thought I was putting that up on T for you to hit out of the park.
No, I would like to. I would like to blame someone other than myself.
Yeah.
But I think anyone. No, I would like to blame someone other than myself. Yeah. Am I a millennial? No, right?
No, you're
pretty young still.
You're Gen X, ain't you?
Oh yeah. I mean, you couldn't tell by the complete lack of interest in everything.
You know what worries me about these millennials? I'll tell you what it is. I think about this. You know how like the 60s, like all the hippies in the 60s became the fucking people in the 80s that were like...
Oh, the baby boomers or the hippies all became like capitalists.
Yeah, because... Like, the thing with the millennials that I'm just like, because every time I look at them, and not that, like, you disagree with everything they say, but, like, anytime they go on and shit, you're like, you're just young. You don't know how the fucking world works. You don't know how life beats you down. You don't understand. Like, it's great to fucking sit there and be like...
Your perfectionism will drop to a 3 before you
Oh,
know
my
it.
God, yeah. And I'm just like, all right, well, when I hear these, like what we talk about on the college campuses, where it's all the bullshit that doesn't make sense to us, I'm like... This is because they live in a fucking shelter. Like, when they get out in the world and they fucking have to make money and suddenly they have to fucking, I hate to say the T word, but suddenly their taxes are paying for everybody else's free shit. You're going to fucking watch them snap around real fucking quick. Mm-hmm. And this is a big generation of people. Like, I feel like...
vocal generation.
Yeah, I think these millennials are going to morph into the most evil generation we've ever seen. Because the 60s people became the 80s people.
Yeah, but will there be... an 80s boom for the millennials? I don't think, because I don't know what prospects they have at this point. This country does not look like it's going to turn, like they're going to have this 80s boom that they're going to fall into, and they're going to become capitalist. There's nothing out there for these people when they get out of college.
But the 80s boom, a lot of it was based on nothing anyway. So if they can find nothing to base it on.
What do you mean it was based on nothing?
I mean, you're talking about like the S&L loan crisis, which totally destroyed like the economy, the junk bonds, the junk bond guys, like all this like economic shit that was going on. Eventually, like something like a real estate bubble, like eventually it all just bursts. But people are so crazy for it in the moment that they just go along with it. They just ride the wave, and that's really what a lot of people did in the 80s.
In the 80s?
Right.
Well, I mean, do you...
There's a lot more coke in the 80s, too. So
what do you see as for their... When they're ready to become capitalists, what's going to be there waiting for them to...
I don't know.
To suddenly...
I don't know, but that doesn't mean there won't be... Yeah. It doesn't mean there won't be something, though. You know what I mean?
Let them get their own four-color.
What I'm saying, it's like what millennials are, even in some of the more annoying traits that bother people about them, is idealism. So it's like that gets burned away when you got to fucking figure out, when you got to start worrying about yourself instead of the fucking world and what the fuck is everybody doing and
social cause.
Yeah, and I got to monitor this person and this person said something I don't like. When you have yourself to depend on and then you get married and you have to fucking provide for your family, it's just like you see how your scope of what you care about fucking shrinks and shrinks. And if you're fucking young, listen to me now, because it's going to happen. It fucking shrinks and shrinks. Please just get to the point where it's just like, oh my God, I got to take care of me and mine. Mm-hmm. And now this motherfucker wants to take what's from me to give to other people. You're just like, oh, fuck this.
Were you just hit with an unexpected bill from Uncle Sam?
No.
No? Okay. This had a lot
That's what
more.
it was leading into.
Yeah.
No. I mean, do you think I'm wrong? You disagree with that?
I think there are some people who that inevitably, yes, there will people who are very passionate about their ideals right now, who will, as they grow older, will become less passionate. But I also believe there are some who will not grow less passionate and will still be true to their ideals and their principles and their hopes for a very different and more
enlightened
society.
Right.
So yeah, I believe that just like in the 80s, there are some hippies who never stop being hippies.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're called the homeless.
I don't know, man. I just don't
So
think it's going to work out like they think.
Goddamn right.
I hate the cynicism,
Do you?
but I love the passion.
Yeah. At least I believe in it. I believe in cynicism.
Do we have any ads?
This is a
Any capitalism to
we do.
To,
Speaking of capitalism,
to
yeah.
spread. Mm-hmm. Is that the only one?
No, we got a different one too.
What's the other one?
Loot Crate.
Damn, man, Loot Crate is the Mac Daddy.
Loot Crate. Let me tell you something, man. Sage got Loot Crate the other day. Well, I got Loot Crate, and then she took it, and she was pretty excited about it. It was like, what's his name? The raccoon with
Rocket Raccoon.
Rocket Raccoon with little baby Groot on him. There was a Star Wars coloring book with pencils that she got real excited about. Then there was a fucking Omar the fucking tent maker size fucking red T-shirt for me. Why wouldn't I want to stand out more? You know? Oh my God. But yeah, she got a lot of cool stuff that she liked and played with. June's Loot Crate, Q, if you're wondering, is Alter Ego. You're going to find items from Spider-Man, Transformers, the Hulk, and DC Comics. One lucky subscriber. I wonder how many people subscribe. I wonder what the chances are. Probably pretty slim, right?
I bet you it's got to be in the hundreds of thousands.
Like you're more
right?
likely to win the Powerball than win this Loot Crate.
You think they have 100,000 subscribers?
100,000?
Yeah.
I mean, if somebody told me that, I'd totally believe it. I don't know. Yeah, I have no idea. You'll get a mega crate if you win. You have until the 19th of 9 p.m. to subscribe and receive that month's crate. This is one Bill Burr did real, straight, too. On a quest for epic gear, housewares, and collectibles, Loot Crate has it. If you're more of a fanatical fashionista and you don't want to go to Target and look like a piece of shit, try Lootwear. Monthly wearables and accessories with cult classics and favorite franchises. And if you want to get fancy, Q, which I know you do, get an even bigger box with Loot Crate DX. Walt, if you want to geek out your pet, which I know you do, try Loot Pets. What's more fun than dressing your dog up after your wife and kids have left you? Because who the fuck?
There is a certain
like Loot Pets.
There is a certain enjoyment that can only be had by dressing your pet up in something cute. There is definitely. I know that sounds crazy, but boy, when the few times we've done it, it has been so much fun. You know, just to snap the pictures after. You know, he's got the little reindeer outfit on for Christmas or the Santa Claus outfit.
This is even more fun than Shoney's. This is the best, man.
You may look down on people who dress their pets, but I'm telling you,
I do. I don't like people who go too crazy for their pets.
It's done out of pure love, like Wonder Woman.
You stand with love when it comes to dressing up your pets as what? Right. What did you dress them up as?
Oh my God, we put like the little fake tuxedo on. We had the
Did you have a fake wedding for them?
No, we're not crazy.
Well, are they also both males?
We got them fixed.
Do you talk to your pets like they're
people? Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I talk to them.
I do that too. I actually think.
I do. I
think 90% of the conversations I have in my life are a mixture of tell them Steve, Dave, and cats. That's it.
But I do the doggy talk too, though.
Oh, do you?
Yes.
Really? I talk to my cats straight up.
Cooper?
No. When I say doggy talk, I mean I will talk like a baby to them too. I'll do the baby talk with them.
I don't really do that. I just talk to them.
I do. I talk to them too.
You don't condescend to your pets like Walt does.
Yeah. Not really.
I will talk to them like I'm talking to you right now.
Yeah.
But when they're
he talks to you like he talks to his dog.
That's fine. I'll take it. It's for love, though.
But when I'm when I look at them and they make me feel all warm inside, it's just like it's like almost like the thing that God put in your head, like that you can't control. It's like you just have to talk to them like they're
many lives.
Jeffrey Dahmer said the same thing.
You just talk to them like they're like,
yeah.
Yeah, let's hear some of your I'm Cooper. I'm looking at you like, who's
that big boy? Oh, look at that little belly, stuff like that. And you rub your face on his belly. Yeah. You're trying to you say look for his udders,
Right. He said it couldn't be done. He said I couldn't milk a dog.
Who's a fatso?
Yeah, I guess
are you talking to Cooper? Everything so far you've said.
Well, he's a little chubby, so I'll say I'll tell him that he's
fat shaming. What's up, fat ass?
No, I don't, never. Only with like he's a cutie though. So yeah, but I'll definitely talk to him. It's about 60% baby talk, 40% normal talk.
And you never like lose your temper and take out your day on him?
Tell him, Steve, Dave.
This has been a production of Smodco Internet Radio. Sir, only at smodcast.com.